To follow, I am so excited to welcome Veeresh Sringari, a senior consultant AI and ML at Amazon Web Services. He will join us from the UK. Veeresh is a global technology leader in AI and ML, award-winning CIO, CDO, CTO, and product development and support leader at global Fortune 500 corporations, delivering benefits worth $50 million US, specialized in building and delivering high-performance AI and ML teams from scratch using NLP and computer vision technology. A thought leader and keynote speaker, a global portfolio leadership experience across US, Europe, EGM, Asia, China, India, and Australia and New Zealand. He successfully led initiatives towards increasing technical innovation, organization technical upskilling, and hackathons. Today, Veeresh will share his experience in the telecom industry. Veeresh will join with Joel, CMO at WowAI. Welcome, Veeresh.
So, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, depending on which are the part of the world you're joining from. Today, we are going to discuss next 30 minutes or so on to the following 4 topics. We'll start with why telecom operators need to adapt to AI/ML, obstacles for adoption of AI/ML in telecom, and we'll look at the benefits of AI technology in business use cases. And last, we'll end up with what to watch out for in the near future related to the AI and ML. So we will first look at why telecom operators need to adapt to AI/ML. We would look at, like, whenever you reach out to any telecom operators, what are the problems uh, you are facing? So usually you would go with a problem saying that, like, I'm getting the delayed response for my telecom problems, or on my services from the customer side are not being answered properly, or I heard on the financial transaction and it has been missed somewhere. Now, when these kind of a problems are stated by the these kind of problems are stated by the uh, customers, you would be wondering, like, what is happening at the back end, what are the telecom operators are doing. So when we look at the problem more deeper, they are grappling with even bigger problem at the back end. So we would see this is the need for any customer operator in the telecom domain. We what they are grappling with, like the need here is to get on to the AI and ML journey by switching it on to the digital transformations, in terms of what all the digital transformations which are going on, they need to be supported by AI and ML. So data itself has becoming day by day becoming more complex, like 5G being into the action. We are going to have around 2000 plus parameters per 5G node, and at the same time each operation are getting 50 times more operationally complex. So when these things are happening, and at the same time we are getting the mammoth data in terms of 175 gigabyte, which has been forecasted by 2025 by IDC. So we are going to have lot of problems which cannot be humanly possible to handle without the support of AI and ML. Now, with this need of the AI ML, if somebody has imparted the AI ML journey, what are the benefits? You would see around 30% OpEx savings via AI based customer care. So well, this is what we are seeing today. And with that, we looked at like what are the important points which are helping to get on to the uh, AI and ML journey. So now we would look at what are the obstacles for adoption of AI ML in telecom. So obstacles in terms of, we would be having infrastructure problems, workforce problem, data quality problem, and data preparation problem. So what are the infrastructure problem? Like data is the fuel that powers the AI and digital transformation. Now, according to one of the survey, by making 10% more data accessible, a typical Fortune 1000 company will see around 65 million increase in net income. Now, this itself would talk about the need of the right data for any AI and ML journey. But if you have got a data, is it good enough? No. If you look at one of the survey, infrastructure is going to be the major problem in terms of AI and ML journey. So infrastructure, at if it is there, and if it is supported by AI and ML, AI technology will be the most disruptive class of technologies over next 10 years due to radical computational power, near endless amounts of data, and unprecedented advances in deep neural network. That's what Gartner says, the Gartner director says in one of the survey. Now, if we look at the major uh, challenges which are there, are related to the lack of IT infrastructure support AI. Other than that, like budget, access, business cases, they'll be coming in later in the hierarchy. But infrastructure plays the major problem as the obstacle for the AI and ML. Now you have taken care of the data. What next? If you have got a data, then you have got the next challenge. You need a people or the mind which works on that data. Now AI talent is one of the biggest challenges even for the most digitized organization today. So McKinsey says around 41% respondents in its survey are saying that like workforce is a challenge. Now Interop reports around 30% of the respondents state that AI talent shortage as the major problem for AI and ML journey. Now when these kind of a things are there, from Amazon SageMaker, we have got a support to for data scientists to become more efficient in his build, train, and deploy models journey by providing the platform for that. But we have not stopped there. So in Amazon SageMaker, I'm just giving one of the solution. Like there could be many other solutions which are there, but this is more efficiently worked and which I have seen from my own eyes working. So another important part of the end-to-end journey is which Amazon SageMaker covers in terms of machine learning workflow, label creation of the data, choosing the right algorithm, training the model, tuning the optimization it for deployment, making the prediction, and taking an action. It doesn't stop there. You need to have there is one more augmented support in terms of the citizen data scientist, which is low code no code support, which is needed for going through this problem of workforce challenge, wherein it supports it with providing the uh, platform for developing any AI model for non AI background people also, without having to go through the coding knowledge. So these kind of solutions which are being projected or presented in the industry are creating the path breaking. Now you have got the workforce, you have taken care of the infrastructure. Now the next challenge which would come in AI ML journey is making the data which is available more discoverable. So discoverable means making it available for the people to work upon. It like otherwise, whatever the data which you have got, it may not be of any meaning to developing any model. So what is required next is to have the data which is easy and free flowing in terms of making the meaningful models out of it. So somebody like the economics said in 2017 that like world's most valuable resource is no longer oil but data, and at the same time it needs to be cranked in the same way how we are cranking the oil from deep down below the earth. So in the same way you need to have your discoverable journey with oil with data. Now you have got the data, you have got the infrastructure, you have got the people, but the problem ends there? No, the next thing is like 80% of the time in model development is spent on developing the data preparation. In terms of the data preparation, we are seeing like it is time consuming, manual, inefficient and expensive. That's where like some of the solutions like data wrangler, which are there in AWS, or some of the solutions like feature stores, or some of the solutions like Canvas are helping in expediting the uh, this part of the data preparation journey faster. Now once these obstacles are taken care, how we have worked on some of the or some of the telecom customer journey use cases, how we have worked and how I have participated in that, we would see in coming slides. So next is the benefits of technology on business and the use case. One of the use case is fraud detection. We have seen in today's world we have more phones than the people available on the earth. So we have got 100 for 100 people, 108 mobiles as per the ITU report back in 2020. So this number by today it had have gone even more further. Now when we have got those many mobiles, so those many problems would be there. So revenue loss due to the fraud itself is around 28.3 billion according to the Fraud Control Association survey 2019. Now in that, roaming fraud is having the lion's share, which is around 7.75 billion according to the Communication Fraud Control Association survey 2019. Mind you, like this is before 5G journey. Now when we get onto the 5G journey, which is going to be the 50 times more different transactions or the complexity based modules being added to the journey, you can imagine the kind of fraud you would be dealing with. Now for that we worked on with one of the telecom major, where we can see that like at the right hand side you have got the data which is historical and streaming data, and stored data is being put onto the data lake. And there is an XGBoost model which would be working with serverless architecture in terms of runtime. Means whenever user is calling, his call or his transaction, when somebody is doing it, would be flagged whether it is a fraud and non-fraud. So here you need to do it in microseconds. If you are not doing that, that transaction may end up hitting the end journey, and you would lose that opportunity to stop it. So this whole architecture is taking care of reactivity which is needed to stop the fraud and answer it in short span of time. So we would look at the another use case in the customer journey, which is about the visual voicemail. So this was done for Marvin, a telecom company in US. So wherein a customer who is on his travel, and he wants to send a message or broadcast a message across different places around the world. And it can be at one place where in English is spoken, or somewhere at the like Asia or European region where different languages are spoken. So this is where this solution was implemented. So whenever so you can see at the left hand side, like a person would talk in terms of whatever the message he wants it to broadcast. It would be passed through the service called transcribe, which would convert from a speech to text, and that speech to text would be converted into the language. So it will look at the language which are possible options which he wanted to broadcast at, and it would be detected, and it would be sent across all the places around the world by converting his speech into text to the right audience. When it is sending, it will not only send the message as it is, also it would take care in terms of the PII or the redact needs, what needs to be masked and what needs to be taken further. So those things can be built in, and in the interest of time I will not go more details of that. Like there are some more interesting use cases I will take you through next. So next one is a predictive customer intent model. So you must have seen in terms of the challenge, like whenever you call up in any IVR asking for some service, you would get through a long list of menu before you could choose whatever is your choice. Many a times it could be like 10 or more than 10 choices, and you end up getting either disinterested or frustrated, get on to frustration, saying that like what is going on. So to avoid this, what if we make a system which is intelligent enough to know what is the customer intent, what for he is calling, and if we can direct it to the right uh, uh, menu by itself, and reducing or providing the shortcut for his transaction, and saving the time, it would be like business time is also saved, and customer satisfaction has been increased. So in this case, what has been done here is like whenever call has been made, it would be categorized using the XGBoost, and whatever is the intent it has been there, it would identify the intent. And in this particular case, we were seven intents were covering around 75% of the calls, predicted at 70% or more accuracy. So we can look at the behavior, how the intents are coming, and you can make more intelligent IVR menu, and you can cater to the business. And it helped in increasing the customer satisfaction, and also increased contentment by 6%. Like you can do the anger management when your IVR, somebody wants to respond, and somebody wants to get on to. So now when we looked at this use case, another thing which we looked at is like what are the if you're interested, we can go a little bit further in terms of what are the value stream. We shortened the value stream for inquiry, return, and delivery and support. Whatever the lags were taken out, it was the business priority one for this company, and business impact was cost saving, and rest of the things in terms of like what all the resources of the AWS has been used. And it took around 90 days to deploy, and you see the impact which it has got. Another important use case is Alexa for care solution. Customer wants to access to your brand whenever they want, or whenever they wherever they are, by 24 hours by 7 365, and you cannot provide service at that time. They can be at the home or retail stores, or they want to, at the same time you want to remove the friction between what is home or mobile interaction or a customer is having. So the best is to activate Alexa skill, authenticate the caller, fulfill the caller needs in an automated fashion, and based on intent, add the seamless customer callback, and caller achieve outcome in channel. So additional care for opt-in customers can be taken. So I will not go more details onto this architecture, but it would be like a call center agent is augmented with the Alexa response, so that like they can be faster in their reply, and also it can do the sentimental analysis. Another intelligence care is the one more use case which we worked upon, wherein we have seen customer analytics record and broadband data collected, and journey analysis record are collected, and customer could interact with the predictive care either through a proactive outbound SMS or through IVR, and result receiving in deflected SMS. So it can be either it can be a reactive intelligence, or it can be proactive intelligence. So when it comes to the reactive intelligence, it is like what something happens, and like the customer call has been done and he has already called, and you would deflect it to the right services in terms of phone, chatbot, app, and online and web chat. Or you can do the proactive campaigns, wherein whatever the customer is talking, so you can find the intent, and uh, you can get the response in a short span of time. So or you can deflect it through either sending the proactive messages back to the customer. Here use cases where capability of to offer customer personalized deflection messages in IVR, in terms of the reactive thing. And in proactive thing, you would do the payment reminder, bill shock education, usage charges, post upgrade queries which customer needs the support, those you can take care of. So now another important use case which we worked upon was the video personalization, in terms of there are two important services which were used, like Amazon Personalize and Amazon Lex and Amazon Kendra. So when your video has been chosen by the customer, it would be supported by recommendation, which would be like these are the possible recommendation, and what all customer is looking at, you can feed it back to the Elasticsearch, which would have that index already created, and it would bring up further. So this is like it would reduce the users time in finding the video, and also it is going to increase the customer satisfaction. So we looked at many use cases, and in the interest of time I didn't go more further on that, but we would look at some of the possible future challenges and how AI is going to help in telecom industry. So these are all my personal view, and it is nowhere related to Amazon. So one of the thing is facilitate the horizontal spread in terms of challenge here is like need of the data availability for faster anywhere anytime. So 5G being in play, you can connect to the different domains like automated vehicle or a security or a health service, or integrated with a remoted operator augmentation. You can bring the faster services today. Although they are connected, it cannot be faster enough to the life saving or preventing the crime, or automated guided vehicle being supported by the remote operator is not going to be good enough in terms of the speed at which you are responding. But when 5G comes into picture, so most of the AI can be at the edge, and your response can be increased, and those use cases are going to be the path breaking in future. So this is my personal view. And second thing, this is also one more my personal view in terms of the multimodal services. So we can see, hear, touch, and at the same time find the smell. So when all these senses can be perceived at any one single end at the from the far remote beaming, you can do lot many things. So those perceptions can be done through AI models, and those are going to be real time because of the 5G being in place. So that is one more future thing which I'm seeing. And next thing, third thing which I'm looking at is the remote services. So today there are certain parts of the world, like environment places, or the hill stations, or the ocean places. Uh, so that's where like we are not accessible easily. So 5G would come that accessibility. At the same time, we can use the AI for a faster reactivity and a more customer satisfied way to work with those use cases. So those are the three things which I'm seeing in the future in the telecom industry, which should come in picture. So those were my thoughts, and that was the last 30 minutes. And I'm sorry, there were some technical glitches which I can understand. uh, but apart from that, like if you need anything, um, anything more, these are my coordinates. Like you can get in touch with me on my official ID, or on my personal ID which is being beamed here. Thank you for your time, and I'm open for any questions.
All right. What an opportunity to have you here with us today. Since we're running a little bit short on time, we're just going to jump straight into the audience questions, okay? The first question is from Bettina, and she asks, can AI significantly reduce the overheads and complexities of customer care operations?
Yes, Bettina. Like I did not bring up that number. So in one of the case in customer care, on a particular case wherein we are responding for the IVR thing, we have reduced the time to 30%. So in the same way, there are like a proactive and reactive operations. We reduced it for almost 40 to 45%. So yes, we can perfectly reduce the time required for customer care operations.
Next question is from Charles Daniel. He asks, for communications companies, AI technology has continuously helped in advancing communications and human interactions for people from different places and cultural backgrounds. But there are still communication and cultural barriers present with modern communications. How can AI help in removing or lessening the problems these barriers may cause?
This is a very interesting and right question, and AI can help to a great deal over here. AI, first of all, can help in mimicking the accent or neutralizing the accent when you are at the speech level. And when you are conversing at the speech level, and if you want to converse it, translate it into the different language, you can use the AI. And presently Amazon offers these two services also. We are having Poly, which can you can use it for talking with a different one language to another language, translating. And this is at the speech level. You can, if you want to convert any speech to text from one language to another, you can use uh, something called as transcribe for speech to text.
John D asks, as the AI in telecom services continues to innovate, how do you think the workforce and business process outsourcing industry will be affected?
What I can see here, like business process and workforce would need a they would get lot of requests and lot of problems, which are today get unanswered because of the huge population and very less services which service giving people which are there within their center. Now with AI helping them, into as I was telling to you earlier, like about the reactive and proactive services. uh, One person can handle many calls, so there would be very less dissatisfied customers, and at the same time very less uh, lost business in terms of many of the service opportunities which are lost. So in that way, we what we are today, we can see multifold increase in customer satisfaction through these solutions.
Michael Sheen Peralta asks, as telcos confront increased demand for greater quality of service and improved customer experience, they must reach out for more sophisticated, powerful, and innovative technologies. Do you believe artificial intelligence is the answer to many CSPs' business critical challenges? And how capable is the current AI?
Yes. So today AI is very capable, but it has been today obstacled by the obstacles in terms of the having the right data, having the right people to work on that, and having the discoverable data, what we discussed earlier, right? So if we can overcome those obstacles, AI is capable of doing lot many miracles in today's business. And not only that, telecom industry is getting on to one of the evolution, I can say, which is going to be path breaking, which is 5G. When that happens, AI is going to be the one which would provide the booster or the um, rocket fuel for that to get on to the next journey. And what I'm seeing here, uh, we are all well poised with different AI cases. It needs to be connected with they have been today stopped because of the availability of the speed at the different end, right? So once that speed is taken care by the communication industry, it would be more easy, and more of the AI at the edge which is going to happen, the intelligence is going to come at the other end, rather than at the like today, which how it is getting at the server end, and somebody has to redirect it with different places, right? So you would see the those has been satellite, and more solutions would be coming at the edge.
Okay, we have very short amount of time right now. Why don't you take a look at the questions to the right and pick a winner for our most thoughtful question contest?
This one was very interesting to me. Like for telecom communication, internet technology has continuously helped in advancing communication and human interaction for people from different places and cultural background. But there are still communication and cultural barriers present with the modern communication. How can AI help? So this one, I, I found very interesting in terms of answering or the challenging question. And there are certain nuances which AI can help very well to argument this problem.
Right, that makes the winner Charles Daniel D. or Die. Once again, on behalf of everyone here, I want to thank you, Mr. Sringari, for joining us on the stage today. We've certainly enjoyed learning about artificial intelligence and machine learning, and wish you continued success on your journey of cloud-based tech efforts in telecom. Thank you.
Thank you, WowAI, for having me.